So, welcome back to the Meat Cave. Those of you who subscribe to my channel or have watched all my videos will have seen this one, seen the Meat Cave way back in the early days. I think I built it in, 2020. Of course it was 2020, because I had that sign made up by a local artist. So yeah, 2020. Just thought I'd give you a quick update and overview of a few things I've added, changed, more conveniences, etc, etc. As well as the Weber my wife bought me, she lives in the middle. For Christmas one year. I also picked up an old 1980s Weber for £8.50 on eBay. I've used it a few times, needs some work, it's a little bit untidy, but comes in handy for big parties. Stuck a little rack on the front for obviously towels, gloves, etc, etc. Added a cupboard, which is essentially just a galvanised box that I found at a shop in town. I've added some made some hinges. I have a couple of L brackets and stainless bolts. Keep all my spices, bits and bobs in there, stop the mice getting to them. My wife also treated me to a Smoky Joe for my birthday this year, last year? Yeah, this year. For which I made a mini chimney starter, because the big one is just way too much charcoal. So this is just basically a cutlery holder from IKEA, which I drilled a few more holes in the bottom of. Some aluminium plate. Only takes a handful of charcoal, but it works perfectly. So that lives in the corner there. Anyway, the reason for the video is, it sounds a bit spoilt, but despite having all this space you can see out in front of you, I don't actually have that much space, which sounds a bit weird. Once you take away a little bit of dead space in the corner where I put my pint glass and store bits and bobs, a couple of shelves, a little bit of prep space, which is next to the bin, so I can just swap off all my choppings and cuttings straight into the bin. Tiny bit of dead space behind there, which I can, store some food ready for cooking. All this kind of round the barbecue is almost unusable. A little bit of space to put the hot pans on once I've finished cooking. And a bit at the back here, I've got some plate warmers, just candles on little wire racks, which I put a dish on, like a casserole dish, so I can keep the food warm while I finish cooking everything else. And the sink, obviously. So once you put all that in there, there's not a huge amount of actual workspace. So I had to create some on-demand workspace, which I've done over here on the side. So it doesn't look like much, but essentially it's well, you know what, let's just take it down and show you it, and then I'll go through exactly what I made it from. So there you go, some on-demand workspace, which seems a bit pointless out the side there because it's not undercover, but it also does this. So like I say, still not completely undercover, but it's ideal for when the wife brings food from the house ready to cook. So you can stick it straight on here, it's nice and strong. Do my prep here, only cutting on this board and straight into the barbecue. It's dead simple. It's just some old flooring joists that I had lying around for my previous project. Little piece of CLS timber from local hardware store. Some L brackets to form the hinge. I've added a webbing check strap so the as you can see, when you drop it down, that doesn't miss completely. And if you remember, the sink has a gas strut which makes it stay open. This is the same, so if I close it again and show you, it will stay closed because it has a gas strut, but it will also open on its own, again with a check strap. So basically the check strap's there to stop the gas strut from tearing itself to pieces. Basically this probably needs tightening a little bit because it's probably a little bit of full stretch maybe. Yeah, I need to take a bit of slack out of that. But yeah, this is some old checker plate. I can't remember where I got it from. I've had it for years. It was on a table that I made years ago. So I've just cut it down and made it fit basically. Anyway, there you go. few little updates and an on-demand prep space. Cheers, thanks for watching.